Hi, everybody. This is Andrew Lalo, the president. Hey, it was so good to actually see you folks on our regular webinar. And I think we have a very, very exciting webinar for you today, especially to talk about A1C. A lot of people has been asking, and I still do not understand why A1C is so important. And a lot of people also ask why the doctor keeps saying, well, you know, your regular morning fasting blood sugar didn't tell you the progress of the diabetic or pre-diabetic condition. So I thought that would be really good to basically provide you folks one more webinar to understand what is A1C and how to lower your A1C. So that's the reason why we brought this webinar over. And I know that I see a few people from Philippines, few people from Hawaii, maybe a couple from Hong Kong, one from LA just joined in. Thanks, Thomas. Very good to see you again. Eugene and Thomas, if you can hear me loudly, can you give me a 1 in your chat so I know you are able to see, hear me well, and also Eugene, can you see me well in the Facebook Live? Can you see me? Give me a like over there. That'll be wonderful. Can you do that, please? So I can understand that you can hear me loud and clear. That's all I want to know. If you can, good. Okay, excellent. So Thomas can hear me loud and clear, and Eugene can hear me loud and clear. And the Facebook, can you give me a like over there? That'll be wonderful. That'll be perfect. That'll be good. So we can do that. That'll be super. Anyway, this is actually a very, very exciting week. And I'll tell you some story why I'm saying that. Because what happened is, recently I have a lot of people from the Philippines actually got my Lowsutea. And so these are the newer customer, and they just, try it out and see, well, Lowsutea work. And one of the customer is a person that is only about 40, 50 years old range. And he has some pretty actually hefty diabetes already, because he already lost his finger, lost one of his foot, a toe, because of the fact that diabetic gangrene cannot get well. It was really a long progress because the blood sugar is always over 200 something. So you can tell this person is a very serious diabetes. And so he started, gotten some Lowsutea from from the neighbor, because the product was actually sent to the neighbor. And he started drinking only 1 bag a day. And he, supposed to drink 2 bags, but he only drank 1 bag a day. But in 2 weeks, actually 1 week later, almost moving to the 2nd week, he started rushing into his neighbor and say, hey, your tea really works. I said, well, what do you mean? And what happened is that the tea really worked was, he always has his blood sugar is always in a 200 range, which is high. And then now he said his blood sugar has dropped down to 160. And he was very happy. He said, I never got my blood sugar down to 160. And even though the wife is a nurse and so forth, but never really helped him to get his blood sugar lower. So net result, he actually gave the neighbor a big fish, which he caught, tuna, and just to thank him for that. And that's so many more, this that good story that I can tell you is so wonderful and so satisfying to basically having a lot of our customer to actually see that the Lowsutea are dropping substantially. And another good story is, this is a Hong Kong customer. She's an accountant. She's around 60 years old. And she has been with us for about 3 months now. When she came in, her A1C was around 8, the letter 8, okay, 8%, okay? And the doctors have certainly given diabetic medication. So when she came approach me, I said, you need to continue to take a medication. And she's not very keen on taking medication, to be honest. She said, hey, I really want to get something I can do naturally. I can able to not to get the medication. And so I said, well, you know, be consistent drinking A1, your Lowsutea for 2 bags a day, 6 cups, 1 cup before breakfast, before lunch. But she's a very good, I must say, very compliance type of clients, really follow through all the instruction. And I was very impressed with her, you know, how serious she's taking care of the tea. Well, with that, the reason why it's so good is because of the fact that she actually showing her A1C drop from 8% in a month or 2, went down to 7%. And now that this is approaching her, actually this is her 3rd month now. And you know, her A1C was 5.9. And she just went to the doctor, and the doctor said, what have you been doing? You know, and she explained to the doctors that, oh, I'm drinking this tea, and it's helping me. And the doctor said, wow, whatever you do, just continue to do what you've been doing. And so actually, she's now off diabetic medication. Wow, that was impressive. And she was so happy because all along she didn't want to take medication. But because of the tea, she actually became totally now no medication. And the doctor said, hey, I will see you in 3 months, but I'll continue moderate A1C. But you have to do whatever you're doing, just continue to do what you're doing, and that will be perfect. And so she has been so happy to seeing herself A1C continue to come down. But she's a very good client to be very compliant. She really sticks to the schedule to drink her tea 6 cups a day, you know, before breakfast, after breakfast, before lunch, after lunch, and then throw in a bag. And then dinner time, before dinner, she make a new tea bags, and after dinner, she make another tea bags. And then, after dinner, she just drink, before dinner, she take 1 cup of tea, after dinner, another cup of tea. So remaining 2 cups, she actually drink it, you know, after dinner, she relax and watching TV, and before sleep, she drink 1 more cup. So total drinking this process, her A1C, I noticed, because she also have one of these things called Abbott Libby. This is the unit that I'm talking about, Abbott Libby. And so, and I can actually measure myself all the time. And today my Abbott Libby is 5.6. And so she had one of these too. So that's the reason why I'm very confident she's been measuring herself. And so that is really exciting. So, I mean, you know, this is something that I think if they are really kept up their, Lowsutea, the blood sugar actually will come down. And I think we have so many customers giving me now a lot of the feedback, and the Tesla is very exciting. There's tremendous amount of satisfaction because after drank it, the blood sugar going down, they become healthy. And also another thing is I noticed people who actually also follow the diet control, meaning that no longer eat sardine, cup noodles, really help. Because the customer I just talked about, Ella, she actually took the noodle goes up. I mean, take just 1 bowl of noodle that goes up. And that is, you know, and because the reason why she know is because she has, this Abbott Libby, and when she measured, and that's gone up to like 9, 10, because just cup of noodle. So if you can follow the diet and be sensitive to not to get noodle, that would be better. But anyway, I think this time is up. So what I would do is I'm going to start the webinar. I thought it would be good to share some of the very interesting story for all of you. We have people now from various places, people from Hawaii, Hong Kong, Philippines, and also Los Angeles, and all different places. So it's going to be exciting. Hi, 我係 Andrew Lau, Lowsutea President. 你好。 嗱，好高興啊！今日咧就即係講即係我啲點解會有講係 A1C 咧？因為好多朋友咧就話：喂，我 A1C 唔係好 sure 點解會係咁重要嘅喎。咁同埋咧好多醫生咧有冇解釋咩叫 A1C？ 咁所以佢覺得話，如果係咁講，可以俾多啲資料啊，能夠降低 A1C 咧？次次去睇醫生咧，嗰個醫生話：喂，你 A1C 麻麻地啫喎，或者係如果佢飲咗去糖茶就好靚仔喎，好似我有一個香港嘅客人啦，啱啱呢個禮拜上嚟啦，就話：我 A1C 已經跌到係5.9，由8% 跌到5.9%。咁佢係好 happy 嘅，因為醫生即刻今個次去見佢咧係 off medication， 唔使食藥啊。咁佢哋係即係佢不嬲都唔想食藥㗎啦，不過依家就直情 confirm 唔使食藥，咁樣好開心啦，冇藥食。但係 A1C 係5.9，so 好 exciting 啊！咁同埋我有一個菲律賓嘅朋友咧，亦都係 A1C 跌得到佢個係原本係200幾度嘅，即係大概係13、14嗰啲個地方啦。咁如果係咁咧，佢依家跌到嚟咧係160，即係去到8嗰啲咁上下。咁所以變咗佢係真係跌咗好緊要喎。咁佢哋係好開心啦，變咗即係佢話咁多年都未試過咁低嘅。咁所以變咗咧，佢係即係飲去糖茶，即係會有個機會啦。OK， 咁我依家開始講我個 topic 啦。OK。Okay. So let's see. Okay, Eugene, can you give me a 1 if you see the slides, okay? Give me a 1 if you can. Give me one more 1 if you can see the slides, all right, Eugene? Or give me a 2 if you want to. Okay, no, yes, no, number 1, okay. Can you see and see the full slides now or no? You didn't see? Now it's okay. Thank you very much, Eugene. Okay. So thank you for and also the Facebook people. Can you hear me good? Maybe you can also give me if people see me on Facebook, Eugene can give me a 2, so I can make sure that everybody's hear me well, and we're good. Okay, let's see. Okay, good. Thanks, Eugene. All right, good. We are all set. 多謝晒各位朋友。依家我哋開始講我哋嘅。咁今日講嘅講座咧就係5 ways lower your A1C for pre-diabetic diabetic patient 嘅。咁今日咧 today we're going to talk about very easy 5 simple way how to lower A1C. Now we need to spend just a few minutes to talk about what is diabetes because I know many of you heard that before, but it's still a very important information because we have a lot of new people comes in, they might not hear before. So I want to make sure that they catch up in about 5 minutes. Now, as you know, diabetes actually entire body blood vessel. So that's a very serious thing. So everybody blood vessel will be affected. And then it was a lifelong disease. You don't get well. All you got to do is just control. You do not get well. Keep that in mind. And so you can only lower your blood sugar and the body will continue to be a diabetic. Once you confirm you're diabetic, you are forever diabetic. So your life mission will be continue to control your blood sugar, prevent serious diabetic complications. And then if you are pre-diabetic, meaning that your A1C is 5.7 to 6.4. If you're over 6.4, you are 6.5, you are converted. So you also have the same mission. You have to continue to lower your blood sugar, preventing your A1C going up. So if you don't do anything, studies show that in 3 years, you'll be converted to a diabetic patient. So if you're able to do that, you have to do quite a bit of things. One, you have to actually, to lower your blood sugar, you have to do quite a few things. One, you have to have very good dieting, lower your carbs diets, you have to exercise, you have to continue weight control. So to make it easy for everybody, matter of fact, I have a customer yesterday said, how do you control your carbs? Very simple. Just any white food do not eat, or eat very little white food, meaning rice, noodles, that type of white potatoes, anything so white or flour, mean bread. So those are white powder. So you do not eat a lot of those. And then you cannot really drink soda like Coke, because that 300 carbs is very high. So forget about Coke and juice. And certainly it would be good to drink Lowsutea tea if you can, because Lowsutea, whatever you drink hot, cold, there's no sugar, no calorie. You can actually continue to lower your blood sugar, lower your LDL cholesterol, and will detox. Matter of fact, I have a customer just now asking, hey, you know, I have no diabetes, but he has a cholesterol. And we have quite a few people from Hawaii who have high cholesterol, drink Lowsutea tea, and her cholesterol went down from like 130 went down to 88, which is a very normal cholesterol, okay? So that is the kind of things you need to, as a lifelong thing that you have to continue to make you, stress you to help you to do this, so you can able to maintain very good low blood sugar in your vessel. 嗱，我就講好快脆，因為有啲新糖友翻嚟啦，佢未聽過咩嘢叫做糖尿病啦，或者係要 catch up 啦，好快脆。咁其實糖尿病係一個一世嘅病疾嚟嘅，你唔會好嘅，你只係能夠控制嘅啫。咁你嘅成世咧就真係要繼續控制你血糖唔好高。咁如果你已經前期患病者，亦都係同樣嘅目標。如果你咩緊唔做咧，3年咧你就已經變咗糖尿病㗎啦。咁你點降低血糖啊？就係食嘅東西啦，你嘅 dieting 啦，要做 exercise 啦，要控制weight 啦。食咩好啦？唔好食任何或者食少嘅白粉嘅東西，咩飯啦，呢個麵啦，譬如好似仲有麵粉啦，呢啲全部係白色嘅嘢咧，你就要真係講得好少啦，唔好飲汽水啦，或者飲果汁啦，呢啲全部係高糖同埋高呢個碳水化合物嘅。咁最好就係飲咩去糖茶啦，因為佢又能夠降低血糖，降低你嘅膽固醇，亦都降低你嘅同你 detox 即係排毒啊，咁咪好 very good。咁其實咧Lowsutea tea點 work 咧就係guava leaves 啦，就帶啲block 咗啲糖入去血管裏邊啦。咁佢有 bitter melon 咧，就將嗰啲糖咧，好似胰島素咁帶嘅糖咧入去個細胞裏邊，咁你就有 energy 啦。So Lowsutea tea how it works very simple. The guava block the sugar into the vessel. The bitter melon take the sugar in the cells just like insulin. That's how it works. A very simple thing. Now, if you do not control all this sugar, it will damage your heart, a lot of heart attack because of high blood sugar. It will also create blindness, and it create problem with the kidney, and it might end up kidney disease or increased blood pressure. It will get stroke, and there's all kind of nerve damage from gut to sex to also all that will hurt you down the road in when that you feel numbness and so forth, and also poor circulation to the lower extremity. Net result, any wound will not go heal, and that's why people get the leg chopped off or your toe chopped off, and that's really a very suffering thing. So 所以各位糖友咧，即係如果係有呢個糖尿控制唔到咧，你血壓會高啦，心臟會有問題啦，眼啦，同埋中風啦，同埋有好多神經系統咧會損毀啦，咁就有好多不同嘅後患症嘅，同埋仲有如果你個腳整親咧，佢如果血液循環唔夠咧，咁你就 end up 咧就會可能要割咗個腳。So that is really 即係好多suffering 啦。Okay, so in 5 ways, how do you lower A1C? So let's talk about what is A1C, why it's so important. Now you remember, A1C is just a simple blood test which measure your glucose in your hemoglobin in your blood. In other words, there is a hormone where you can able to look at hemoglobin which associate with your sugar. Now, A1C is really truly a very important indicator for all your doctor, because the doctor will only look at your A1C. They certainly will look at, okay, today your blood sugar is so much when you don't eat. But more important, they will really talk about your A1C to make sure that you are actually lower the A1C, and all the medication, everything are determined on that. So today we will talk about the 5 strategy how to lower your A1C and keep yourself healthy. 嗱 A1C 咧本身嚟講咧係一個即係你要有個驗血你先攞到嘅。咁同埋咧因為佢 A1C 咧就係喺個 hemoglobin 嗰度咧，咁有啲 protein 啦，咁啲血糖咧就 attach 咗喺呢個 protein 度。咁佢 measure 咧你有嗰啲血糖咧係attach 個 protein， 咁每次都係 in percentage 嘅。咁點解咧？醫生全部係睇呢個指數咧，係睇下你個嚴重性血糖幾多，或者你係咪可能夠降低呢個 A1C 咧？俾藥你食全部係呢個方案嚟睇嘅啫。So A1C actually will basically tell you about past 3 months average blood sugar, and basically they usually take 2 to 3 months to look at it, and it's a glycohemoglobin test. A lot of people call HbA1c. A lot of people just call A1C. So pre-diabetic or diabetes, they also do the same thing. Usually in diabetes, they will check every 6 months or 3 months if they're diabetic. 3 to 6 months is the time they will check. Pre-diabetic usually 6 months or so. So the doctor will see how fast you are progressing with your diabetes. Are you going forward? If you are pre-diabetic, you're going to convert. So all that is tested by A1C. 嗱 A1C 好特別咧，就係如果你係前期患病者咧，你多數醫生咧就每6個月check 一次嘅。如果你係啲糖尿患病者咧，就3至6個月咧就會 check 一次。咁其實咧最緊要咧佢就睇翻你個紅血球同埋個血糖即係有幾多糖 attach 你個紅血球嗰度咧，咁就睇到㗎啦。咁呢個咧係一個重要嘅 indicator 嚟嘅。嗱，其實你又問下，哇點解？呢個咁重要咧，嗱 ，hemoglobin 係一個 protein 啦，一個蛋白啦，咁裏邊有紅血球咧係 carry 你啲即係呢個 red blood cell 嘅，咁變咗嚟講咧，你每個身體紅血球係好重要嘅，咁所以但係咧佢就好處咧就係嗰啲糖咧會 attach 落去呢個紅血球嗰度，咁紅血球咧就會知道我有幾多 percent 紅血球 attach 到呢度啦，譬如我每次度嘅時候我係6%。7%，咁佢知道一路上去嘅時候，哇！如果你係多過7，話你紅血好高啊，即係話你已經係糖尿病者咯。咁但係好處咧，紅血球咧3個月咧佢就會死㗎啦。咁有一新紅血球，咁次次都係好 accurate 㗎啦。所以變咗個醫生一定用 A1C 嚟睇你嘅。So as you know, A1C is very interesting. Why all doctors look at A1C to look at your disease? The reason is that one, A1C hemoglobin is a protein. Which is the protein is just carry red blood cell for your oxygen carrier, and the blood sugar will attach to hemoglobin, and then they will see how many percent of blood sugar attached to hemoglobin. So net result, they will measure 6%, so you're pretty good. If your sugar go up to 7%, over 7%, that means you are actually a diabetes. A typical pre-diabetic person is between 5.7 to 6.4. And one thing good about the red cell will usually live only 3 months, and they will die. A new blood cell, new red blood cell will come on. So net result, you will always have updated good A1C to understand how good you are in the sense of your blood sugar level. So it will become a true indicator of how progressive a disease. So relationship between A1C and your blood sugar level for your morning, you stick yourself and say, wow, what is my blood sugar? and what is my you know, like for example, in the morning, my blood sugar is 7 in the morning. Okay, so what will be my A1C? Now, if you're 7 in the morning in Hong Kong and minimal per liter 7, and in US is actually 126 milligram per dil. So your A1C is 6%. Now, how do you calculate that? It's very simple. You look at the formula below. You can take a picture of that. A1C equal average blood sugar, which is the milligram per dil, and then plus 46.7, and then you divide 20.7, then you get A1C. So I gave you the formula. You can always understand where your A1C at, but importantly, this formula are calculated based on milligram per dil. So you have to convert your millimole per liter to milligram per dil. Now, in the US customer and Philippine customer, they're all having measured a milligram per dil, so it's easy for you to understand. But for Hong Kong customer, they have to look at. And next slide, I have a picture for you. You can take a picture to see what is your A1C there, so easy to remember. Now, so 嗱香港嘅朋友咧好簡單，如果你個 A1 你個係朝頭早空腹血糖篤落去嘅時候咧，你係7啦。咁其實咧下低呢個 formula 咧就係 A1C 等於average blood sugar， 但係要美國嘅式嘅就係 milligram per dil 加呢個譬如7就係126啦，咁加46.7啦，然後除翻28.7，咁你就得到6% A1C， 呢個就好簡單嘅 formula 嚟做嘅啫。咁你一定要識做呢樣嘢咧，其實你日日計咧，你就可以用翻呢個東西咧計翻你個 average A1C 係咩嚟嘅，咁係好容易做嘅。咁但係 A1C 最重要一個重點就係點解醫生咧其實睇嚟睇去，點解我唔會話就係空腹血糖我就夠咧？因為如果你普通人咧，空腹咧就大概70至99啦，或者3.5至5啦。如果你係冇任何嘅病徵嘅。咁如果你就算係有呢個飯後咧，你個血糖咧都係大概140個milligram per dil。如果係講香港嘅就係7.8嘅，即係8啦，當佢 OK。咁 A1C 應該係普通人咧係5.7嘅咧。So if you are a normal person with no diabetic or pre-diabetic condition, your fasting blood sugar should be no more than for US will be 70 to 99, or I call it 100, be easy to remember in my brain. And in the Hong Kong or UK system should be from 4 to 5.5. If you are fasting now, I'm talking about, okay? Now, if you 2 hours after you eat, your blood sugar for US should be no more than 140, and for Hong Kong should be no more than 7.8 or 8, okay? Make it easier to remember. So your A1C, if you are a really normal person, should be less than 5.7. That's why I keep saying it's 5.7. That is the marker. Now, if people who are diabetic, if you are fasting, you should be no more than, in US should be no more than 130 milligram per dil. In the Hong Kong or UK system, should be between 4.4 to 7.2 millimole per liter. And then for after 2 hours eating, you should be about 180 milligram per dil, and in Hong Kong it's about 10. Now here the A1C is 7.0. Actually, the real A1C, if you are diabetic consider, is 6.5. But after you have more than 7, you know what they're going to do? You have the medication. That's the reason why the difference here. The new number is 6.5, and now if you are over 7, they definitely will give you medication. 嗱，記住，如果你係一個糖尿患病者咧，美國即係如果係空腹血糖嘅時候咧，你度咧係應該大概係美式啦，就大概130、80至130咁樣啦。咁如果喺朝頭早食早餐咧，你應該係唔夠7.2嘅，唔應該過7嘅 fasting 話，即係空腹啊。咁你食完飯後咧，你就應該一定唔過10嘅，應該美式就180啦。咁 A1C 咧就係點解會7？點解頭先講6.5咧？嗱，新嘅 number 就6.5嘅原因咧就係如果你講6.5，佢已經consider 你係糖尿病者㗎啦。咁但係如果你係喺7咧，就係話你一定會佢醫生會俾樣食嘅。咁呢個就係呢個 number 咧 係最即係當你一過7咧，醫生就話你要食藥噶啦。咁記住啊，嗱，總言之6.5你已經係糖尿患病者啦。如果你過7咧，佢一直俾佢食。所以好多人咧喺6.5至7之間咧，佢將個血糖降低翻6.5咧。如果你冇讀2次咧，咁你就轉翻係前期患病者。但係一過咗6.5，繼續係去到7咧，咁如果你讀2次都係7咧，咁醫生就話你已經糖尿病啦。記住呢樣嘢 ，OK？ So take a picture on this one because this will give you the conversion of the milligram per dil and also millimole per liter. So this is extremely good picture to take. So I leave it here for a little while. So the reason why you need to do that because when you calculate A1C, you need the milligram per dil to understand. For example, if my A1C, if my average blood sugar is milligram per dil is 7.8. No, sorry, millimole per liter is 7.8, and my data that I require to calculate my A1C is 140 milligram per dil is 140. So that is important. You know, you have to have this number to calculate your A1C. 嗱，記住糖友記住，因為咧香港咧係用英式嘅度法，咁譬如我糖咧係大約7.8啦，咁我個 milligram per dil 咧係140，咁你用呢個 number 擺翻我頭先個 formula 嗰度咧，即係呢度個 number 咧，咁你就會係做咗出嚟咧，就會睇到你 A1C 嘅。咁記住呢個 number， 呢個你可以影張相嘅，亦都依家影張相咧，知道呢個係點做。So you should take a picture of this one, so you know how to calculate your A1C easily. And on top of that, how do you convert? If you are in Hong Kong or you calculate millimole per liter, this is the factor conversion of your millimole per liter. Okay, so this is the calculation you can do that. Okay, now so really at the end of the day, normal people, as I mentioned, you should have about 5.6 A1C, and this is very, very typical in percentage now, don't forget. But if you are pre-diabetic, the new number is 5.76 from 4. If you are above 6 and 4, you are already considered diabetic. The doctor will do 2 times your blood test. If you 2 times blood test, you are over 6 from 5, you are actually considered a diabetic. Now, once you're diabetic, they usually will not, they usually mark you down as called diabetic. You cannot convert back. And I asked the doctor several times, well, you know, if I'm over 6.5, not over 7, would I be considered, if I do 2 times, say that I'm over 6.5, can they revert back? They said, no, in the record, you are already diabetes. But on the other hand, you can make your A1C lower than 6.5 continuously. That's good. But in the record, it will be considered diabetes. If you're over 7, the risks are high, so you have more complication. The doctor will give you medication for sure. 嗱，記住喺 A1C 嗰裏邊咧，如果你係4至 5.6 咧，普通人咧，呢個就係普通人嘅 A1C in percentage 嘅 ，OK？ 如果你係前期患病者咧，咁你係5.7至 6.4， 嗱，呢個 number 記住係 6.4 啊。當你過咗 6.4， 你就已經係糖尿患病者啦。咁當你糖尿患病者嘅時候咧，你如果度血2次，即係話喺6個月你度2次血咧，都係高過 6.5 咧，咁你已經係叫糖尿患病者，因為佢醫生就話唔會俾翻你做翻個前期患病者嘅。如果你過7咧，佢一定俾藥你食。所以變咗嚟講咧，千祈咧。當你 6.5 嘅時候，好似我自己咧，我係過咗 6.5 或 6.9 嘅，我好快快飲咗去糖茶咧，將個 6.9 去翻 6.5 以下，咁收尾咧我依家係6啦，咁所以變咗我就係去翻前期患病者。好似我頭先講啊，另外一個糖友咧，佢本身係8嘅，但係依家跌翻去幾多啊？跌翻好正。5.9 啊，咁佢依家就變咗真係前啦。但喺個醫生咧，佢仍然係糖尿患病者嚟嘅。OK， so there are more pre-diabetic clients need to really measure their blood sugar. A lot of people say, "Hey, I'm pre-diabetic. Why should I care? Understand my blood sugar?" Nah, well, you gotta be careful in that. because I found majority of the pre-diabetic client find out they're pre-diabetic because they have no sign and symptom at all. Usually they go for a health check because of high blood pressure or high cholesterol, or they get insurance health check. They say, hey, you know, you are pre-diabetic. Matter of fact, I have a lot of clients actually come over and say, look, the doctor say I'm pre-diabetic. You know what? The insurance don't want to cover me anymore. Matter of fact, they can't apply. So he has to lower, or she has to lower the blood sugar of A1C below 6.5 before she can actually apply her so-called life insurance. So many people really got that in surprise because they have no sign and symptom. They said, I'm perfectly healthy. I have a lady who said, I have been jogging, I'm doing exercise, I'm being very healthy, but the doctor said I'm pre-diabetic, you know, and she was totally shocked. And then another person, again, the same thing, that, you know, really, he looks extremely healthy, no sign and symptom, came up to me and said, you know, the doctor said I'm a diabetes now because her A1C was about 6.8, 6.9, around the 8. So they were totally surprised. So we started Lowsutea, and eventually they brought the blood sugar low below 6.5. So nevertheless, the doctor, unfortunately, when you are pre-diabetic, there's no medication for you because you're not diabetes yet. So the important thing is when they say, hey, you are pre-diabetic, and they will say you actually need to control your diet, lower blood sugar. A lot of people, yes, I think I know that, but how to do it, nobody knows. So important why I take so much time to talk about lessons, how to lower your blood sugar, because I hope I can give you wisdom in your mind, not information. You can get a lot of information on the internet. You don't have to find out from me at all. You can actually go to the internet and get all kinds of information. But I put it all together for you and decode it for you and tell you or show you how you can able to seriously look at your blood sugar in a better way. So, and give you a solution step by step, how you lower your blood sugar and maintain it. That's the most important. Maintain your blood sugar, maybe perhaps lower than before, below your 6.5 A1C. So this is the most beneficial, I guess, for you, because this is going to be a lifelong disease. If you don't continue to do the things that we suggest to you, your blood sugar will go back up. So we do give you a solution. Now, why solution drinking Lowsutea will help you lower blood sugar? Because during the time from 5.4 to 6.4 A1C as a pre-diabetic character of a client, the doctor have no medication for you, and he can't give you any medication even if you want to. And you would have no way, a real good way to give you a sort of a low blood sugar boost. So really drinking Lowsutea is one of the very good way to help you lower your blood sugar and help you to continue to drive your blood sugar low. Now, certainly you have another 5 programs that you have to do. Like for example, your dieting, how do you cut down your carbs? How do you control your weight? How you do exercise and tracking your blood. So certainly you cannot just track the blood by saying, okay, I stick my finger in the morning, I'm looking good. It's only, my finger is only 120 or 110 or whatever. And then, you know, in millimole per liter, I'm a 6. Actually, I was fooled myself also because as I going up to 6.9, my A1C, my morning fasting blood sugar was extremely good. Matter of fact, I was saying, why the doctor keeps saying that I need to help myself to lower my blood sugar? Because my fasting blood sugar was fooling me until the day I started measuring my blood sugar with Abbott-Libby after meal. Then I thought that, wow, I'm in trouble because whenever you look at this, you know what? My blood sugar was 5. My blood sugar at that time was really high. Actually, I said, oh my goodness, my blood sugar was high to, 12, 13 millimole, which is about like 190, 200, 200 something. So then I start getting scared. Then I start really looking at solution like with Lowsutea, drinking Lowsutea, develop Lowsutea, and I start taking a lot of exercise, controlling my diet. And now my blood sugar excellent. Certainly, I'm not really excellent yet in a sense, but at least it's 6, which will give me a tremendous of encouragement that I know I'm now back into the pre-diabetic stage. A lot of customers are doing that. Well, another customer, as I said, she went down to 5.9. So very important. I took a little time to explain that. The reason is because pre-diabetic or diabetic is the same thing. You have to keep measuring yourself. Don't ignore the blood sugar, because what happens, you have no idea. Just like you're driving a car, I'm driving 100 miles in the desert. You don't know you're driving 100 miles. Look, I'm so slow. But actually, you are driving maybe even 120 miles, because the thing is, you can't really tell the speed, right? So just an analogy to let you understand better. 嗱，前期患病嘅糖友點解血糖用 A1C 咁緊要咧？因為好多時咧，好多我哋嘅糖友咧，翻到自己嘅糖尿患病者咧，其實所有都係好即係突然嘅。哇！我醫生話俾我前期患病者話好多人，醫生話俾我依家係糖尿病咯。其實咧，因為糖尿病係冇任何症狀嘅。咁好多時去睇醫生嘅時候，因為佢係去身體檢驗啦，或者佢係因為血壓高啦，或者係呢個膽固醇高啦。咁 check 嘅時候 check 血嘅時候 A1C 已經去到6點幾啊，或者已經係唔係5.7啦，已經6.12啦，咁就前期患病咯。如果要乜嘢唔做，乜嘢生活會改變咧？咁你嘅時候咧，你就會係變咗糖尿患病，因為6.5咧係好容易過嘅。其實呢個就咁其實咧，好多醫生咧，最弊喺你前期患病者嘅時候，5.7至到6.5係冇藥俾你食嘅，因為你唔係糖尿患病者啊嘛，一單你只係一個前期患病者。咁個醫生只係話：唔好食咁多糖啦，減低啦，因為就嚟你會糖尿噶啦。咁其實大多數人都唔知嘅，好在我自己都係聽入去依嘅耳，左耳又要出，咁其實都有好大呢個問題出現。咁所以嚟講，你係嗰陣時要開始做好多嘢。第一要飲去糖茶啦，幫助你降低血糖啦。呢個係又冇糖，又幫助你膽固醇。所以飲去糖茶之後 ，definitely 呢個血糖會降低㗎啦。咁第二樣咧，唔淨止一樣，你要食你個管制你食嘅東西 ，dieting 食啲唔係高碳水化合物嘅東西啦，要 control 你個磅數啦，同埋咧要做 exercise 啦，同埋真係要 track 你個血。最要 check 嘅唔係空腹血糖，係2個鐘嚟食完飯之後嗰個血糖點樣。咁同埋仲有咧，聽我哋依家講座啦，更加了解乜嘢叫做前期患病者，咩糖尿病同埋點控制血糖。So that is important. So now, really at the end of the day, how are you going to decrease your A1C? Now, actually, to be honest, it's not that hard. It's very simple. I did it. Many of my customers did it. It's very simple. First, you have to control your meal intake. And then I had suggested a very simple thing. It's called plate planning. What's a plate planning? Now, a lot of people have a big dinner plate. I suggest to make a small dinner plate. So in your psychological mind, wow, that's a big dish because it's small, but actually it's not that big. If you have a big dish, then you have actually a lot of room. You can put more food in there. But you have a smaller dish, the room are limited, so you eat less. But you have half a dish is mainly is all vegetable. And then your quarter dish is your protein, lean meat like eggs, pork or beef, chicken, doesn't matter, lean protein meat. And then another quarter is all your starch, your carbs item, could be a little bit of rice, could be a little dessert. So now you have a whole plate, everything's done. And every day when you do this, you have a very good balanced diet. But important is your body and your mind is thinking, wow, this is a big plate. I ate all that. I'm very full. So net result, you are actually eating less, but actually you also get very good balanced diet. Now, you also need to drink water or Lowsutea tea before meal and after meal. The reason why you drink 1 cup of Lowsutea tea before meal is you coat the gut. And your gut will have the Lowsutea tea with guava leaf in there, which block the sugar go inside the vessels. And then you have to drink 1 glass of or 1 cup of Lowsutea tea after dinner when you ate all the fibers, because you have 1/2 page of vegetable that will help you to increase what? Bowel. So you can actually make your bowel movement a lot more easier. And on top of that, is actually help you to create bowel. So when you go relieve yourself, make things easier. Now, keep in mind, when you are diabetes, a lot of fluid is absorbed in the upper gut area because they need the fluid to mix with your blood to excrete the sugar outside of your kidney. So water is so important. Now, if you drink Lowsutea each day, you will drink 2 liters of Lowsutea or 64 ounces of Lowsutea or tea. So net result, you definitely have more fluid. Each day, you're supposed to have 90 ounces or 3 liters of water to make sure that your body is always hydrated. And also you can able to have enough water mixed with your fiber so you can make yourself relief extremely easy and create a bowel for your gut. Extremely good for health, healthy gut regime. OK 嗱，咁其實咧好簡單，你去糖茶啊，唔係你去呢個降低呢個血糖咧，其實最重要咧就係食少啲嘢，或者食啲嘢要有幫助你係能夠唔係整高你嘅血糖嘅。咁點做啊？好簡單嗱，現時有一隻大嘅碟啦，你整個細啲嘅碟，一半係乜嘢啊？一半係全部菜蔬，然後咧4分1嘅係咩嚟㗎？係你嘅肉啊、雞啊、蛋啊，全部你啲即係蛋白質嘅東西。咁同埋咧，仲有牛肉啊 whatever 咧，你中意食咩都喺嗰個4分1裏邊。其他嘅4分1就係你嗰啲碳水化合物嘅東西啦、澱粉質啦、飯啦，或少飯啦。如果你食1碗飯嘅，你而家只係食4分1碗飯啦，嗰啲東西就擺喺嗰度，甜品擺埋喺度。咁你個 plate 咧就全部 always 咧都係一個好容易做去控制你食量嘅。咁但係好特別咧，當你個腦睇到個碟嘅時候咧，你碟好似好大隻，但係其實咧就好細隻，全部滿晒咧。咁你就話我都食得好飽嘅，點解？個腦話俾你聽係咁嘅。咁仲有咧，點解要飲去糖茶咧？第一，因為去糖茶咧，第一杯茶咧未食之前你飲咗先，就佢哋有呢個佢裏邊係有guava 啦，即係番石榴啦，咁佢就 block 咗啲糖咧入去你血管裏邊。咁飲完食完飯之後咧，飲多杯茶嘅原因咧，就因為佢裏邊咧將啲苦瓜好似胰島素咁帶啲糖入去啦，同埋仲有去 mix 埋你嗰啲纖維咧，咁變咗嚟講咧，你有水嘅 mix 喺纖維咧，就 form bulk 或者係大啲啊。咁大啲嘅時候，你落到大腸嗰度咧，你係能夠好容易咧係去唔會令到你有便秘啊，容易放出嚟。所以呢樣嘢係十分好嘅。嗱，好多時咧你唔知道咧，你飲唔夠水，糖尿患者特別啦，你飲唔夠水，糖咧唔夠擺入血管裏邊咧，撈埋啲糖一齊咧喺個腎嗰度走出嚟。咁變咗嚟講咧，你係需要好多水分嘅，所以變咗喺個大腸頂嗰度咧已經吸咗好多水分走㗎啦。咁所以你一定要飲多水。嗱，每日應該飲3個 liter 水啊，即係90盎司水啦。咁有呢個方案咧之後咧，令到你係成日都會係夠水分咧，係令到好啲嘅。Okay, so you really second the first one you have to do your dieting planning and plate planning. The second one you have to eat whole food. Now you already talking about whole food. Now whole food actually is including your vegetable, your fruit, rather eating with a vegetable whole one. So when instead eating just drinking juice because they're not fiber, but if you eat the whole fruits and vegetable, you get all the fibers. And like for apple, including the skin has a lot of fiber in apple. So the fiber help you to slow down the body absorption of your sugar. So this is a real neat thing to do. Is you don't want to eat just only the juice because juice doesn't have fiber. On top of that, it actually increase your blood sugar more and faster and give you the spike. So very important, eat the whole food to help you last longer. And then with the fiber in there, of drinking water, increasing bowel, you actually end up eating less. You feel full faster. Now, certainly drinking Lowsutea is another way to increase fiber because Lowsutea has guava, which has fiber, and you have bitter melon, also fiber. So all that will actually help you to increase bowel, help you to preventing of dehydration, you're hydrating you. So all that is so important. So eating the whole food is important in your regular dieting. 嗱，其實咧點解要食個咩叫完整食物啊？咁其實個蘋果你就唔好淨係飲咗蘋果汁，你食埋蘋果嘅皮，咁裏邊咧係全部有好多咩啊，或者蔬菜一樣啊，咁佢哋係有好多纖維嘅。咁呢啲纖維咧係幫助你減低個糖咧，好快就即刻掟入去你個血管裏。Excuse me。咁如果喺個糖咧唔係咁容易係入到血管裏邊咧，咁你血糖咪唔高咯。咁變咗嚟講咧，同埋仲有一樣嘢咧，當你有好多纖維嘅時候咧，加埋水分咧，你係會覺得會好快好飽嘅。呢個係一個十分好嘅方法，能夠令到你第一糖唔會咁快走上去血管，唔快咁快升。第二，你唔會覺得哇，我係即係好快餓啦，呢個有 fiber 令我好快飽啦。再加埋水分嘅時候咧，你會覺得個身體咧，尤其是或者飲咗虛糖茶啦，咁佢哋會有，因為虛糖茶亦都有好多 fiber， 有好多呢個纖維喺裏面嘅，因為guava 啦，即係番石榴啦，再加苦瓜，兩個都好多纖維嘅。飲咗之後咧，佢會幫助你咧係 increase bulk， 即係嗰個大腸加埋啲纖維嘅食物咧。咁佢成形咧就好快成形大便啦，咁你去大便咧都易好多嘅，所以變咗嚟講咧係完整食物係十分好。咁嗱，當然啦 ，so each day besides now you have plate planning, diet control, and now you actually have just now we'll talk about eating the whole food. So now you also need one more thing is a daily exercise. You know, actually, it's very interesting because I use my, this Abbott Libby to measure myself to see what happened. If I do my exercise, so now I'm 5.4, but if I did exercise, you know what? I see my A1C my blood sugar go down because you burn your blood sugar from your vessels. You burn off your blood sugar as energy. So your blood sugar definitely will go down. Now, the research showed that if you're a type 2 diet client, you're doing 10-minute exercise 3 times a day for 5 days a week, you actually improve your A1C. Your blood sugar definitely go down because I see that every time. I only walk 10,000 steps. You know what? My blood sugar will drop about from 6 to about 5.1 or 2. So 10 as a point 10 from 1 point drop is significant and is really help you to actually help you continue lower your A1C, lower your blood sugar. So a daily walk 10,000 steps or with a planned exercise is so important. So you gotta say, hey, if I don't, I'm busy every other day, at least every other day, I walk 10,000 steps. And on top of that, you have to daily weight yourself. So you know how far are you. So my weight yesterday was 198 and a couple of days ago was 197. Now they will go up and down, but at least I know I'm going down slowly and slowly. For 2 years, I dropped my weight from 225 to 200. It took a lot of work, but it works. But it only 1 pound per month. Basically go up and down, but eventually it goes slowly, go down. So 1 pound a month. That's all you do. And that's a realistic goal. Don't go for say, I want to lose 10 pounds in 1 month. It will not work that well because pretty soon, very fast, it will go right back up, okay? So keep that in mind. Your short daily exercise or week exercise is so important. So keep doing exercise every day, even sweeping the floor, doing yard work, that's okay. 嗱，記住每週你一定要做啲運動。如果你冇運動咧，其實咧個 A1C 或者個血糖唔跌落嚟嘅，因為我自己每日行11萬步啦，咁我用呢個睇到咧 A1C sorry， 我個血糖真係跌嘅，我要好難開始嘅時候6啦，做 exercise 嗰陣時得返5嘅啫， 或者5.1啊呢種西，咁啊 1 point drop 嘅喎，幾好啊，係咪？咁所以其實咧係每日咧你都要做 exercise 嗱，因為好多個報告講咧，如果你係二型患者嘅話咧，你每日做10分鐘嘅 exercise， 每日做3次，每一個禮拜做3次咧，或者5日一個禮拜每日做3次，然後每個禮拜 at least 5日咧係做呢啲咁 exercise 咧，其實你嘅 A1C 一定會好啲嘅。咁同埋咧，如果你隔日或者你話忙啦，每日做得行1萬步咧，隔日行都得㗎。其實咧你就可以咧令到你個血糖亦都 improve，你 A1C 亦都好。咁你每日咧就要望下自己啦。Besides 你就要講食啦，講好食成個果啦。咁你望下自己嘅時候咧，你要見到你個磅數咧慢慢跌落嚟。So that is so important to weigh yourself every day. You have to track it. Now, so certainly you have to get good sleep because if you don't have good sleep, you know what? It affects A1C. It will go up. A1C will go up because stress actually pump more sugar come out from your body. You say, I'm stressed. So the body said, I better give you more sugar to fight. So net result, your sugar will go up. Plus, if you have poor diet, you're obese, meaning you're getting fat, you don't have exercise, or you're depressed. When you're depressed, you eat more usually. And you affect all that into quality sleep. And it result, your A1C go up, your blood sugar will go up. Now, so if you are less than 6.5 hour to 7.5 hour, the best important is 6.5 or lower. You will find your blood sugar goes up. And it happens all the time. If I'm stressed, I sleep less because a lot of work. I notice my A1C, my blood sugar will actually goes up. So if you take your blood sugar in the long run, your A1C definitely go up. So keep in mind, good quality sleep, and you have to have enough sleep. I know a lot of my Hawaii customer, my friend, they sleep from 9 o'clock, they go to sleep, and they wake up at 5. So they have good sleep. And that result, they maintain good blood sugar level, and the A1Cs are also improved. 嗱，記住瞓覺嘅時候咧，你一定要係有好嘅睡眠嘅質素。嗱，咩叫好嘅睡眠質素咧？其實第一，你要夠時間瞓。如果你瞓6.5個鐘頭一日嘅咧，至7.5咧，咁就 OK 嘅。咁如果你唔夠瞓咧 ，A1C go up 嘅。仲有，如果你唔夠瞓，又食嘢唔好，又肥胖，又冇乜 exercise， 同埋你仲有覺得你仲有係你憂鬱，影響你自己咧，咁你就弊家伙啦。因為你憂鬱，呢全部嘢咧未必令到你好瞓，咁你 A1C 一定會高啊。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，你嘅瞓覺係一個好瞓覺係一定重要嘅，因為你唔夠瞓咧，你 body 係好 stress 嘅，哇就嚟打仗啦，嗰個 body 咧自己咧個身體會 release 啲糖出嚟咧，準備你去打仗，因為你唔夠瞓啊嘛。咁好多時咧，你個糖一定高 up 嘅，所以變好多時咧，記得朝頭早咧忽然間點解糖我冇食嘅，點解糖咁高 up 嘅？因為個 body 話你準備起身啦，我俾啲糖你準備打仗，咁所以變咗嚟講咧，我準備好多 activity， 咁你個糖一定喺個身體會高 up 嘅。So when you tell you all this, you have good dieting and whole food, and you have to exercise and sleep. But all that has to have a plan to track your result. You have to set yourself to say, hey, do I have a recording every day? What does my blood sugar look like? And what does my record look like when you eat? What food do I eat? And did I have exercise? Did I have 10,000 steps? So net result, you have to have all these planned. If you did not plan and did not record it, you have no idea because a couple of days later, you already forgot what is my blood sugar or what is my, did I eat chicken or do I eat a lot of other food? You don't know. Or if you eat dessert, write it down. So these are the kind of things that you really have to record it with that. So it's actually written inside a sheet, which I'm going to give you in the next slide. And you have to track that result. Now, this sheet is actually very good. It's actually provided by one of my clients who actually, she has actually write it down day by day. So I thought the sheet is good. I'll share it with you. And she said it would be very happy to share it with you on this sheet to everybody register. 嗱，記住，因為咧，如果你係每日都要做 exercise 啊，我血糖幾多啊，你唔知啊， 咁你又唔寫低佢咧，咁啊弊啦，因為你都冇跟蹤你個真正嘅 result， 咁你係唔知道你自己係做緊咩嘅。咁變咗嚟講咧，你食嘅又唔知啦，你血糖幾高又唔知啦，你有冇行到又唔知啦。咁如果冇呢樣嘢，你冇機會係佢知你係跟蹤你做咗乜嘢，有咩結果嘅。咁變咗嚟講咧，你管你嘅血糖咧係變咗係一個未必好完善嘅東西，所以一定有啲嘢係能夠你有計劃性去做，同埋你要 track 你嘅跟蹤你而自己嘅 research 做咩，咁你先能夠成功 manage 你自己嘅糖係 lower 你嘅 A1C 嘅。咁啦，我哋 in summary 咧 lower 嘅 A1C level 咧有5樣嘢啦。第一，你要有個計劃性食啲乜嘢啦，控制你嘅 diet 啦。第二，你要食個全個食物啦，即係蘋果一個食物連埋皮都要食埋啦。第三，你每日要做運動啦。第四，要好嘅睡眠啦。第五，你要計劃同埋要寫低你做緊咩嘅。So in summary, which I'm going to give you a chart later on to also measure, but nevertheless, the summary is that one, you really have to decrease the meal intake and also take good dieting and plate planning. Remember, make sure don't overeat because you decrease your meal. The diet will make all the difference to affect your A1C and your blood sugar. And you have to eat the whole food, meaning the apple. You have to eat the whole apple. And you have to do short exercise. In other words, you have 10,000 steps walking, go shopping mall, it's okay. So short or daily exercise every day. You have to plan at least 3-4 times a week. You have to good quality sleep, and you have to enough sleep. What is quality sleep? You have to sleep at least from 6.5 to 7.5 hours per day. Now, you don't have all quality sleep, you're going to have stress, and the blood sugar will go up, your A1C goes up. And whatever you do, you have to track it, write it down. So because of said that, I say you track it, write it down. So I will give you this chart. Now, by the way, write down, take a picture of this, and right above here had 2 files. Actually, you can see it over here. This is the actually PDF file. This is the Excel file. I will send it to you. Whoever attended the webinar, I will send it to you with a link together. You can click onto it. It will exactly give 5. It's very simple. This is have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and go on to Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And you write down before breakfast, what is your blood sugar, after breakfast, what's sugar. If you don't track it, you would not know. So you would take down what is the food intake you have. Like, for example, I eat a donut. So you write down donut. And if you eat a piece of bread or French toast, you write it down. And do you exercise in the morning, lunch? So the chart is going to give you what you have done. Now, the reason why I write it down is, so if you have an avid living, if you have a donut, I can sure your blood sugar will go up at least to 140, 160, around there. So you will not want to eat a lot of donut. If you eat a donut, you will not eat a whole donut, you eat a quarter donut. So net result, you will not able to get yourself in a very bad situation. 嗱，記住呢個測咧係其實係我一個堂友咧 share 俾我嘅。咁每日咧就你係朝頭早 Sunday 啦、Monday 啦、Tuesday、Wednesday， 咁你落去咧係右手邊咧有4、5、6嘅。咁其實咧你就度朝頭早嘅早餐，我一起身嘅時候我血糖幾多啦，或者飯後幾多啦。如果有呢邊最好啦，寫咗計佢啦。如果冇就你篤手指啦。咁如果你唔係嘅話咧，最緊你晚黑咧，你篤手指嘅時候都知道 after 你 dinner 之後有咩情況發生。咁你可能篤咗幾次之後咧，就知道你血糖係走勢點樣嘅。咁食咗咩咧？譬如你食咗個 donut， 嗱 Karen 你食個 donut 咧，你可能一定會去到9啊、10啊、或11啊嗰啲咁嘅。如果你講12咧，你以後都唔好食咁 donut 啦，或者食一半嘅 donut 啦，或者麵包啊，或者French toast 啊嗰啲，即係食少啲咧咁糖啊。咁你有冇 exercise 啊？1萬步啊，或者我做咗5000步啊，或者3000步啊，或者行乜嘢咧？你寫低喺度。咁每日睇翻嘅時候咧，你好快就哇！我原來咧做咗咁多 exercise， 我血糖咧真係降低嘅。你自己好快就睇到嘅，篤手指睇到。如果你有 app 呢邊做咧，仲快睇到嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講呢個， 咁呢個咧，呢個號呢度上面咧就係個PDF file 嚟嘅。咁我咧係會陣間會 share 俾你呢個聽嗰啲咧，我寄埋呢個 link 俾你，咁你就有呢個 PDF file 咧，我係 download 呢個 chart 就 Excel file 嚟嘅，仲有一個 PDF， 咁你可以 print 出嚟寫低啦。咁你就可能夠每次咧係度你自己嘅血糖同埋你走勢，寫可以睇到自己嘅。So I will download this file for you, and the next time when people attended today or the one who didn't attend it, I'll send you a link. You can actually download this file, so you can keep it in Excel. You put it on your phone, able to look at it, or PDF file. You look at it, so easy for you to track. So now I'm going to give you a very good, interesting New Year creamy tomato basil soup, because this is, as you know, Chinese New Year coming this coming week on the 12th of February. So I thought it would be good for you to actually have a sort of reddish, nice drinking, only 9-gram carbs to give you a really delicious soup, so you can celebrate New Year. It's easy to make. So anyway, this is the picture of this is the ingredient for the instruction of the creamy tomato-based soup. You basically, very simple, boil 10-15 minutes, this ingredient. So I leave it here for a little bit, so you take a picture of your recipe first. So everybody can take a picture of the recipe. It's very simple. It's actually, you just use 400 grams, actually, sorry, it's grains, sorry, there's a spelling mistake. 400 grams of diced potato basil is a canned soup, actually. This gram, by the way, it's not grains, grams. Soup, and it's just a can of soup. So you open it, dump it in, and then you have 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, 1/4 cup of bell pepper, which is, you can use a red bell pepper or green pepper or yellow, it's okay. And then 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, and then 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. And then you can actually put some real basil leaf in there too, or 1/2 cup of cream, which is optional. You can put milk if you want to. And then 1/4 spoon of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and also 1 additional bowl of clear chicken soup. So this is the ingredient. Take a picture of the ingredient. So now after this, I'm going to go on my video to show you how to do it. It's so simple. Okay, so I'm going to do this now. Hi, how are you? I'm Andrew Lowsutea President. You know, today weather is getting cold. Right now it's about 10 degrees C, even 50 degrees so Fahrenheit. So really you need something to be warm, delicious, and really satisfy your stomach for the afternoon or dinner. That would be something really good. Today we're going to give you a very nice selection, which is the creamy tomato basil soup. I'm sure you're going to be enjoy so much with your friends and family. It's only 13 carbs, so it's really good. Hi, 我係 Angela Lowsutea Treasures。依家天氣好凍啦，今日係10度啦。咁我諗煮啲嘢能夠你成家都用到嘅，同埋飲完之後，哇！成個stomach舒服晒，又好食又好飲。咁我哋咧今日咧做呢個叫做 creamy tomato basil， 即係叫做9層塔嘅菜啦。咁咧就係用嗰個番茄嚟做啦。咁啊10分好飲。飲完之後咧，你個肚咧好舒服嘅，同埋咧仲可以即係13 gram 卡嘅嘢，所以10分健康又好飲，對大家飲完之後，你都可能咧啲人就話：哇，好似攞咗一個煮嘢嘅獎咁嘅，因為好好食嘅。OK 嗱，咁我講要有咩喺裏面先。So I'm going to talk about what ingredient it has inside. First of all, in a can of so-called chopped Italian tomato with basil. So 1 can, any brand is okay. I have bought this brand here, but you can get any other brand.
And then you have to have a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese. You can see the Parmesan cheese here. And you need a quarter cup of bell pepper. Can be red bell pepper, can be green bell pepper, can be yellow. I'm using yellow bell pepper this time. And then you need a half a teaspoon of onion powder, which is right here, half a teaspoon onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. We did it here, paprika, and 1 teaspoon of thymes. And also you can have some additional basil leaves, and 1.5 teaspoon of minced garlic, which I've done here, minced garlic, and then 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And then also we have 1 bowl, which is about 250 ml of clear chicken stock. OK， 嗱，我講講要需要啲咩先？第一，其實好簡單嘅，你需要1罐咧叫做意大利嘅 chop tomato with basil 啦，即係有個叫做 basil 叫做9層塔啦。咁其實所有地方你喺醫院買啊，任何 brand 都得㗎啦。第二樣嘢，你係需要1/4杯嘅Parmesan cheese，Parmesan cheese 啊，然後咧1/4級嘅 bell pepper， 呢個 bell pepper 咧可能紅、綠、黃啦，我今日用黃啦。咁然後咧半匙羹嘅大 tablespoon 嘅 onion powder， 呢個 onion powder 然後咧就1/4嘅匙羹嘅 paprika， 呢個 paprika 紅色嗰隻paprika， 然後咧就half a teaspoon of thyme。thyme 就叫 THYME 就百味香其實咁或者你揾多啲 basil 咧，即係個9層塔擺多啲落去都 OK 嘅，睇下你中意個幾多味啫。咁然後咧就係仲有 1.5 teaspoon， 即係一半匙羹咧嗰個minced garlic， 呢個就呢個 minced garlic 啦，咁同埋咧就一個大匙羹嘅湯羹喺個 tablespoon olive oil， 即係嗰個olive oil 啦。咁然後咧再加咧1碗嘅 chicken soup。嗱，做落去好簡單。咁我今日開火先，我而家開火啦。Okay, now I'm going to turn on a fire。咁我而家就開咗我個煮罐啦。咁然後咧就細啲火，唔好咁大火。OK， 依家咁啊中火啱㗎啦。首先咧我就放咗 olive oil 先。So first I put in the heat on, put the olive oil in there. The next step is, so I'm going to put a little bit, make sure the oil is okay. I'm going to put my bell pepper, yellow bell pepper in there. OK， 擺 olive oil 之後咧就bell pepper， 咁啊煮熱佢先，然後先煮下一步咧煮個呢個 garlic。OK， 咁啊未煮夠佢，所以煮到佢咧差唔多軟地啦。咁咧就見到佢慢慢地啦。咁咧依家咧我就煮下一步咧就個 mix garlic。嗱下一步咧就煮呢個擺啲加力落去啦，咁我依家行一轉啦。OK， 咁煮呢個咧，咁啊啲加力睇下慢慢開始即係熟地翻地啦，同埋香地啦。咁你都聞到好香㗎，已經開始好正仔嘅。咁啊 next step 啦，做完晒呢個之後咧，我哋就用呢一個罐咧係做啲嗰個 tomato sauce， 嗱呢個 tomato sauce， 呢個 tomato sauce， 咁咧呢個咁倒落去啦。呢啲就係嗰啲 tomato， 意大利 tomato 再加埋咧有呢個叫做OK， 呢個亦都做好啦。OK， 咁啊繼續搞佢啦。嗱，咁搞下佢就好香㗎，已經係。咁然後咧就開始咧，佢開始熱地嘅時候咧，你就要搞呢啲嘢落去啦。搞呢啲嘢，咁嗱，首先咧就擺咗個onion powder 啦，加 onion powder 先。咁嗱，依家開始擺啲 Camellia 落去。 Okay, I'm gonna buy onion powder. So next we just put the onion powder, and the next step I also put my paprika and also thymes, and everything should be there. Okay, but you have to stir, continue to stir. And then next step, you're gonna also put the cheese. So you're gonna add in the cheese inside. So very simple. How to make this is all mixed together. So, and then all you mix that well. And then you're gonna continue to mix well. And then continue to mix, and mix stirring. And then after that, after continue making, and then continue make, and then you can able to get some, put it all together, everything done. So you're gonna mix it, make sure everything's done. The next step you're gonna have is the chicken soup. It's that simple. Now it's getting to be pretty thick. So you're gonna do that is gonna mix some chicken soup in there. So you can able to continue mix. So you can able to get the maple soup. Now as you go on, 擺埋啲湯入去咧，就會個湯咧越整咧就要會結結地嘅。咁越整咧就好似越整之後咧就好 creamy 嘅。OK， 咁你慢慢等佢深入。嗱，深入即係煮佢大概10至15分鐘啦。咁佢嘅湯咧就咁上下咧就會變咗係溶即係會 OK 嘅咁就會係熟㗎啦。咁依家未熟住啦，咁我依家熄咗相機先，然後依間再同你傾。So let's turn up the camera and for 10-15 minutes we'll come right back, okay? Hi, Angela, I'm back. Actually, just now I already cooked about 15 minutes low fire, medium to low fire of my creamy tomato basil soup already. So pretty much it's nice. You can see that is very, very nice as I look like. But I have to add on one more item is optional, is cream or no cream. Because sometimes some people say, oh, it's too rich. It's okay. You don't want to put the cream. But you can put the cream. It tastes tastier. And on top of that, you have to have a blender to blend the soup to make it look fluffy. Okay? So 嗱，啱啱我就喺個爐嗰度咧攞咗呢個creamy tomato 嘅 basil 嘅湯出嚟啦。咁我咧其實咧已經焗咗係15分鐘，係慢火細同慢火做出嚟嘅。咁個樣子都好㗎啦，依家。咁但係兩樣嘢繼續做嘅。第一，你有個 blender 咧就搞到佢好似 fluffy 咁，你唔搞都得，都係 OK 嘅，但係搞就靚啲啦。另外一個咧。就加啲忌廉落去，咁咧個湯咧就滑又好飲，更加特別啲嘅。咁嗱，我首先咧做咗呢個先啦，咁咧就依家開始搞啦。咁我就搞咗佢咧就變咗。So now I'm using my blender, and I will do this for about not 10, oh sorry, I will get this for about 1 to 2 minutes, so that way it becomes really fluffy, okay? So it becomes pretty fluffy right now already, actually. So you can do that. Now after I finish this, so I'm going to with the option to put the cream on now, okay? So that way it looks really creamy. So I'm going to put the cream on, then I'm going to stop the camera a bit. I'll put the cream on there slowly, and then I'll mix it again, and slowly mix it again. And okay, now I put my cream already in there. And I'm going to mix it again. And you can see the tomato is very, very nice. Wow, looks so good. Okay, excellent. So the soup has become extremely good. Now, it's up to you to put cream, as I mentioned. The cream is only an option. If you don't want to keep option, okay. 要愛忌廉冇忌廉都 OK 嘅。但係都好兩樣都好食嘅，但係好多人咧就覺得話加 cream 啊或者太過多 cream 一陣咧會太溶啊，唔緊要 up to 你哋。同埋咧你可以加啲做完晒之後咧，你可以加啲呢個如果你加啲 basil 喺上面咧就好靚仔嘅。咁我就冇加到 basil 啦。咁但係裏面已經有 basil 㗎啦，咁所以我就冇加落去。但係如果係可以，嗱呢幾靚。 This is how it look like. So the soup is actually quite nice. So I'm gonna put some right in it and then just get a taste how it's good or not. Okay, let's take a look. You see how thick that is? Okay. Wow, it's delicious. Really smells good. Very good. Wow, it's good. It's wonderful. It's very good. It's really good. It really settles the stomach, keep you warm. It's a wonderful dessert, wonderful soup, and also you can use it as a wonderful midnight snack if you want to, or afternoon. Soup that is so easy to prepare. You have it at 4 o'clock, or you want to say, hey, at night time I want something warm and keep me warm for the evening. So 8, 9 o'clock, you want something like that, this can be a choice. 嗱，其實好飲嘅，因為你可以4點鐘飲個湯，就呢個湯可以做到啦。或者如果夜晚我想食些少宵夜，好似8點零9點鐘，我食些少，唔好咁多啦。呢個湯係一流嘅事。So enjoy. This is a wonderful tomato creamy tomato basil soup. Have fun, enjoy. Happy New Year.
Okay, let's see. All right, so so wonderful to have a chance to you can see this, and I know there's some questions, so we're going to answer some questions now. And the first question we have, OK， 有啲問題大家堂友想問下嘅，咁個問題咩咧？第一，the question is measure A1C 5.7 is for fasting number for pre-diabetic, also what is the upper limit pre-diabetic 6.5 after eating? Okay, so when the doctor would have do the A1C test. Now let me maybe explain a little more. A1C, certainly you will take the blood sugar during fasting, but it doesn't matter because it measures 3 months average. So net result, when you measure A1C, so you will do fasting during the time you take the blood sugar A1C. But at the end of the day, it's not talking about that day blood sugar. It's talking about your 3 months average blood sugar. So net result, if your A1C is under 5.7, that means you're not pre-diabetic. If you're over 5.7 to about 6.4, you are pre-diabetic. So it's a 3-month average. It's not that blood sugar during that day. So the doctor will measure that for that 3-month period to see what is your A1C look like. Now, then after 6.4, I mean, after the 3 months, and then they see your A1C is over 6.4, approaching maybe 6.8, 6.9, or over 7. Anything over 6.5, they consider you are already a diabetic. So you are an early diabetic, usually you between 6.5 to be 7. So that's the time that that is the typical diabetes progression. So anything over 7, your medication will be started. So I hope that explained. It doesn't mean your day is different of your actually typical picking a finger is not that day is not that number. The A1C is taking a 3-month average to understand the percentage of the sugar clinging onto hemoglobin. So it really is not, just keep in mind, it's not for that day, it's a 3-month data. I hope I answered you on that question. A1C 咧，如果你個 A1C 係 5.7% 或者 6.4% 咧，即係呢個你係已經係前期患病者啦。 咁但係呢個咧唔係等於你嗰日嘅血糖嚟嘅，呢個係3個月嘅平均血糖嚟嘅。所以 A1C 係會度呢個平均血糖，由你即係呢3個月內嘅計埋嘅平均血糖係5.7% 至6.4% 啦。如果你過咗6.4%、6.5啦，咁你已經係叫做糖尿患病者。如果6.5至到7咧，你就係即係初期糖尿患病者咧，過7咧，醫生就要叫你食藥噶啦。所以變咗嚟講咧，呢個唔係嗰日嘅血糖，其實3個月嘅 average 血糖。Okay, so another question was very good. Thanks, Eugene, asking. When should you drink Lowsutea? Before meal, it's like 15 minutes to coat the gut, or how long after drinking your Lowsutea is a 15 minutes. Actually, drinking Lowsutea before meal should be no later than 15 minutes. You should do it like 5 to 10 minutes. It's okay before you drink that Lowsutea. 5 to 10 minutes is still all good, but not over 15 minutes. So before eating, you should drink, and it will coat the stomach. 5 to 10 minutes will be okay. Now, after you eat the dinner or during the dinner, you can still drink Lowsutea because they will continue to work with the food, mix the food, but don't drink Lowsutea like after long time, after 15 minutes after dinner. So you can continue to drink during dinner, and also as long as you finish your meal, after 15 minutes, you finish completed the drinking. That will able to have chance for the Lowsutea to absorb into the gut, and the bitter melon with the gluten and taking the sugar into the cell. So that is the base plan to do that. So 有另外一個問題咧，就話如果我哋係飲去糖茶，係咪15分鐘食飯之前飲咧？咁其實就唔使一定係15分鐘，但係你唔好早過15分鐘。其實飲嘅時候咧，最好咧就係5至10分鐘都 OK 嘅，最唔好早過15分鐘。咁飲咗之後咧，佢啲茶咧就落咗個肚嗰度啦，咁要溝咗個肚咧，咁嗰啲糖咧就 block 咗，唔會入去嗰個血管裏邊。咁食飯後啦，咁係咪要15分鐘後先飲茶咧？唔係，唔好遲過15分鐘。你去食飯一路飲都得嘅。因為食飯嘅時候，你食咗好多菜啊，有纖維咧，加埋晒 mix 埋佢咧，係對你十分幫助。你點去撈個糖啦，咁同撈埋啲纖維啦，咁令到你血糖咧係會繼續降低啦，因為佢會加埋你啲血糖就帶啲血糖入去個細胞裏邊啦，同埋加埋你 mix up 咗佢嗰個纖維咧，能夠form咗個包，咁你去大便都方便咗嘅。咁啦就另外一個問題啦，咁佢知道咧，如果食個 whole fruit 係就係一個橙啊，唔係一個蘋果啊，就成個蘋果食啦，連埋皮一齊食啦。咁但係如果係vegetable 係乜嘢啊？嗱菜咧，如果你食一棵菜已經係 whole fruit 啦，但係好多人飲咩 vegetable juice， 咁呢個就唔係 whole fruit 啦。咁呢個咧記住 whole fruit 咧係即係話成個果係乜嘢 ？OK，so you know whole fruits。As you know, apple, you eat the whole apple in the skin as whole food. We all know, right? But vegetable, if you eat, like for example, celery juice or vegetable juice, you don't want to drink the juice because juice is not a whole food. The whole vegetable is the whole food. So that's why I mean whole food. Okay. So the next question is, how do I know I sleep well? And we know that 7 to 5 and 6.5 to 7.5 hours is recommended a good sleeping time. But how do I know I quality sleep? Now, 有個問題咧，就咩叫做好嘅睡眠咧？ You know, quality sleep is mean you actually fall asleep, you start getting rapid eye movement, you do have dreams, you can, feel relaxed, you have dreams, you're not waking up. You went to deep sleep. Those are good quality sleep. Importantly is every sleep you have has to have rapid eye movement in your brain to relax, and then you have dream. Those are good sleep. Plus you actually went down deep sleep. It's not you waking up, looking here and there, your brain are continue functioning like working on a computer. that is not good sleep. A good sleep is you're totally rest and you are totally relaxed. You have rapid eye movement, you dream. 咩叫好嘅睡眠咧？好嘅睡眠咧就係話你會有 rapid eye movement 啦，同埋咧你會係有呢個好舒服啦，同埋你會係好真係入睡好 deep 嘅入睡啦。咁呢啲係 good sleep 嘅。咁啊，多謝晒各位，你今日問個 question 啦。I'm so happy that you guys participate. I want to thank you very much for spending the time on your busy weekend and the time for people on Friday from Hawaii and United States and other places. They are spending the time with me to continue to understand more what is steps and strategy to lower your blood sugar. And I hope that all these things you learn and understand, you will be better control your blood sugar because diabetes is a lifelong disease. You have to continue to be motivated to not to let go. You have to continue to monitor and make sure that you are continue working to lower your blood sugar with all the things that I do. You have to eat less with the diet planning. You have to eat whole food. You have to exercise. You have to have quality sleep. And you have to plan and document what you have eaten. Thank you again. Take care. And I appreciate all the time you working with us. Looking forward to work with you. Next week, by the way, is Chinese New Year. So we will not have webinar. But after that, on the 20th, we will have another webinar and I'll notify you folks. But next year, we'll have a holiday. And remember, March 6th, we have Professor Lawrence Chan, who is a very good professor on diabetes and nephrology, will be sharing the reason why you become a diabetes and what does sugar mean to you, why will help you to increase your blood sugar, your cholesterol, and also your blood pressure. And so he'll give you the entire understanding, and that will be a very rare with such a high quality professor giving you that lecture. So take time to listen on March 6th. But anyway, I will catch you up on 26th. Happy Chinese New Year. Bye-bye. Take care. And have a nice weekend.